All right, welcome back. So this video will talk about Guildfest and we'll talk about specific gauntlet. We're going over advanced gauntlet. As you can see, the blue ribbon here, it says advanced gauntlet. What's different from beginner is beginner had 6 and intermediate had 7. Now you're getting 8 quests and there's 21 possible reward tiers. And then you can also get in your ninth quest attempt by putting up 1,000 more gems at the end. Now, some of the things that have changed are obviously the gift levels. We'll see that it actually goes all the way down to, and sorry about the delay on the computer, it'll go down to level 21. And higher level you go up, or higher tier of gifts that you can get, and you can also get more difficult levels with higher point quests. Also, as far as guild rankings, then it would actually take more points for you to be able to advance to the next level. So with this particular guild, from advanced gauntlet, we're trying to move into expert gauntlet, which is the second highest gauntlet that there is. And then obviously the top gauntlet is the master's gauntlet. But with this, again, you can see the top 5 will move on, and there are some gifts for finishing within the top 5. So there's little added extra. But yes, it does definitely take more points per quest. So you got to be really smart with quests that you pick, and you have to be able to contribute to the minimum standards that's set by your guild. Some guild will have it where if you don't meet the minimum points, that you may be out of the guild, so you cannot collect the gifts for 3 days after Guildfest, because I think the gifts expire after like 3 days or so. So you'll be out of guild for like 3 days. So that's what they will do as well. Now, some of the new quests that you're going to be seeing within the advanced gauntlet from the intermediate is you will start to see tycoon. And usually, here's one tip for you: for tycoon quests, there are ones that say spend so many coins, or what are these called? Yeah, tokens, or run into gemming gremlin 6 times, or 4 times, 2 times. But it's always more advantageous to pick the running into or meet the gremlin, because it requires actually less. And from my experience, it seems almost about 9 or 10 tokens per run-in. So here you can probably run into within 60 tokens. But for you to get 171 points, you would other quests that requires you to spend tokens will probably ask you to spend, I don't know, like 100 tokens or something. So it's always more advantageous, in my opinion, to do the meet the gremlin ones. Now, also another one about the stars. This one will say use Holy Star 50,000 for 149 points. Now, there's other ones where you meet the Guardian. There's meet the Guardian one time for 126 points, meet the Guardian twice for 168 points, and meet the Guardian 3 times for 206 points, I believe. And with 50,000 stars, you can definitely run into meet the Guardian 3 times, I think 90% of the time out there. So I would definitely take the meet the Guardian over spending 50,000k or 30,000k. Those are suckers quests, in my opinion. Here's another one: 8 run into 8 for 214 points. Very high points, very good quest. and here's 135. See, you have to spend 70 to get 135 points. With that, you can get this done 90% of the time. It may be even less than 60. And you would end up with, what, 36 more points. So, yes, there are quests that you shouldn't be taking. So, the patience is a big part of this particular game within the Guildfest. So, you have to know what you're running into. Like here, fragments, use fragments, very easy quest, but 104 points. You know, yes, it's easy, but at advanced level, I don't think you should be taking this just yet, just because you're not contributing enough points for your guild to move up in the gauntlet. So if I was an R4 here, I would probably clear out anything like this or anything under 120. And then again, same, you can see who's racked up how many points. And you will see with the advanced gauntlet versus beginner, you'll see a lot of people are way over or definitely over 100 points per quest. And that's one reason is because more higher points will show up, and more people are more experienced, and it's a higher level players playing it, so they're able to spend a little bit more gems, or they have more saved up on guild coins or speeds or whatnot. Okay, let's see what else we got. So same thing here. We talked about guild rankings. You gotta be within top 5 to move up to expert. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. So now with advanced gauntlet, you have, to summarize, you have more and never seen before quest that pops up. You got higher point ones that you can run into. So with each level of gauntlet, as we go up, you're going to be introduced to different, harder, more points quests, and it does that throughout the entire movement or chain. Where at the master's level, you're going to be seeing some of the things you've never encountered on beginners, and of course, you will still see some quests that's gonna be there throughout the entire chain, just like cargo trade, where you trade cargo, I think 32 times for 146 points. You'll see that from at the beginner gauntlet all the way to master's gauntlet. It's more about the frequency of them showing up, I think, as far as the higher point ones. Like here, you can tell by the board that this guild is probably not as active, one, or it could be that this is sleeping time for them. So there's not many people scavenging the boards. And we will see on the next level that the next guild that it's one of the accounts is in, they're very active, and you'll see pretty much a clear board. So here, all I'm going to do are, you can see I still have 5 attempts plus 1 left, which is about 6 attempts. And just because I have several accounts, what I usually like to do is put on some of the accounts where things like I try to grab like cargo, so it's still doing it, but it's taking a long time, just kind of clicking away. I only got to check in once every 6 hours to do the cargo trade, but it's still doing something while I'm trying to maintain the other accounts to do faster quests. So that's how I usually manage multiple accounts. So what I'll do is I will log into one with the expert level, and we'll go over the difference there. Okay, so with this account here, I'm in a guild where we are on expert gauntlet. So you get 9 attempts, and your gift has 24 different reward tiers that you can hit. But of course, to stay here, you actually need to be pretty good at it. And if you want to move up to the next level, it will only move up rank 1 to 3 to the next gauntlet, which is the final gauntlet, that is Master Gauntlet. And you can see we're already behind about 3,000-4,000 points, but in the end you will actually need about 130 to 150,000 points as a guild. So each person in a full 100 guild needs to score about, on the average, about 1,400 points. Now, good thing is that with this particular guild, you can see the board is clean. That means people are very active, and it's probably daytime for majority of the players. And here you can see the standing, where you stand. I had to finish this particular account fairly quick because I have several accounts, and this one actually finished out about at 1,500 points. And you can see many are pretty active, and it's only second day of the Guildfest. And so with this tier, you're going to see introduction of familiar EXP points, those square little bottles for experience, adding to the familiars. Those are going to be introduced as points for, or quests to complete. And so what you want to do is you want to be saving those, because they're easy points, and you can get up to 170 points for having the right ones. So here you can see I saved 47 elixir, each one counting about 2,000. So I have about over 90,000, 94,000 EXP, and a lot of them, I think the highest one actually only asks for like 30,000 EXP. So if you have 15 of these elixirs, that's just 170 points, easy 170 points. Same thing with fragments. You'll see a lot over here. It's that you want to wait for like 600 fragments instead of trying to cash in on like 120 or 400 fragment quests. So it's, again, the theme here is to be patient, and especially if you only have one account, you gotta do 10 or 11 quests. You can knock those out pretty well. You could get them done in time without any issues. So that's what's happening here. And then we'll go over Master Gauntlet, where it shows up with many different ones. Some things that you haven't seen, but it's definitely a Master Gauntlet is definitely the most challenge. I wouldn't say most challenging, but it is, in my opinion, is probably the funnest tier, I think, or the Gauntlet. I'll be back in a second. Okay, welcome back. So this particular account belongs to a guild that's in Master Gauntlet. So you can see it's Master Gauntlet here. You get 10 plus 1 quest, 11 quests total, and you get 27 tiers of rewards. And you can see it is basically the last gauntlet that you can actually go. And of course, probably a little bit better prizes and definitely better players. Now you can see I still have 9 plus 1, 10 attempts to go. This, again, cargo ship. I like to start off with these on a lot of my accounts if I can get them, just because it gives me freedom to tend to my other accounts. Now, the biggest and the hugest difference largest difference for Master Gauntlet is that if we look up here, you'll notice a little scroll here, and if we click on it, you'll see bonus points. So if you complete any of these 3 events or 3 quests here, then you can actually earn additional 175 points as a bonus point. So here you can see if I can do tasks number 1, complete 5 hell event quests. So I would actually have to do 5 different hell event quests for it to count. Or if I don't like that, I can increase my might by 24 million just in troops. So if I knew I was going to pump troops, that would complete it. Or third, I can open 135 mystery boxes during this Guildfest, which it looks like it's got 41 out of 135. It doesn't mean you have to take the quest for mystery boxes. You just have to click away. So if I click here and claim, and if I go back in, you'll see that it's gone up to 42. So now I just got about 93 more to go, and I should be able to earn 175 points. And you can see within here, I have 0 points right now, but you can see within different players, you see some green there. That means those players have already earned their bonus and had 175 points added to their score is what's showing up. And for here, obviously, because of more attempts and bonus point, the minimum points or requirements are higher, and you'll see a lot more different quests to come up. And this is when you see like mystery or a random quest. This actually is introduced during expert gauntlet, but you will see different ones here as well, higher point ones. I've seen above 200 on random quests, and these are quests that basically you take a chance, and the system itself or game itself will give you a random quest that's worth that's not, let's say if it gives you 150 points, then it's usually a quest that's easier than 150 points, but not all 150 point quests are equal, right? So it's sometimes it could definitely backfire on you, and you could end up canceling one here. Also, another one, you'll see mystery boxes. This is first time you actually see above 139 points. You're seeing 152 points for 45 of these. Now, of course, a lot of people call this misery boxes because it takes a long time to click on 45. It probably takes you entire day and a half, almost 2 days, if you're just on it like every time. So these are something that you can definitely avoid. Low points like this, where EXP 5100 EXP, that's only 3 of those elixir squares or elixir bottles, and 127 points is too low. Yes, it's an easy quest, but the points itself, this could definitely get you in trouble. It requires you to pick up something else that's going to be very high points. Again, here you get 11 attempts. Now with this particular one, you do not have one thing you don't see is yellow, because once you get here, you're there, so there's no more moving up. Now as far as the rewards go for the gift, top 5 get some. Obviously top or rank 1 getting like 3 days, 5 days of speed up here, and then a random, and then 4800. Not bad. But yep, those are different tiers. Now with master is when you see the most introduction of brand new quests that you have never seen. You're going to see quests like that requires you to upgrade your star on a castle. Like here, we look, you see I got 3 stars. it there's quests that require you to upgrade one more star, two more star, three more star to get those points. That's a brand new one you won't see until Master Gauntlet. You also will not see, let's say here, if we go into Labby or Labyrinth, you'll notice that Elite here. So one thing you have to be very careful is that within the Master Gauntlet, there's a meet the Guardian once, twice, or three times at normal level, which you're paying 100 per, or there's one with elite level. So you just look at those high points and just grab it. You may not even have elite encounter or labyrinth and not be able to complete that particular quest. So you got to be very focused and pay attention to what you're doing, or else you could end up with the quest that you can't do because you don't have elite labyrinth open. So those are the different ones. I haven't gone over the advanced one. Advanced one, I couldn't find an account that's uh, with the guild with advanced level, but it's pretty similar. Advanced one, you will not see anything with familiar activity like fragments. You won't see any tycoons or anything like that. You won't see the Essence 19 Plus. Essence 19 Plus is first introduced on your, not intermediate, I'm sorry, not in intermediate, but advanced is first time when it gets introduced. So yes, we went over advanced. We just did not go over intermediate. It's what it is. So yeah, intermediate is just a step up from beginners. But yeah, those are different levels of your gauntlet, and that's some of the changes you'll see. And I'm sure if you ask questions down below, you could probably get more information either from me or from others. You could probably even get people to maybe even send you some screenshots of the quest that you think that's available, or you could do an internet search. You could also probably find information in Hepbot as well. So yes, so good luck with the Guildfest, and yes, it is a big part of this Lord's mobile. Maybe a little too often, 3 weeks, every 3 weeks. Definitely, it takes time, and people dread it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind moving it to like every quarter or so, but yeah, every 3 weeks I think it might be a little too much. But that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of the war guilds move away from doing Guildfest at all. They just, you can do it or not. They don't really care. And that's also a big reason why people have alt guilds to park their um, castles while they don't participate in Guildfest as well. So that's what it is. And good luck to you and your Guildfesting self, and hope you score high and move up to the next rank. See you in the next video. Thanks.